How am I going to be able to distinguish these other than selecting them? Well, we can rename them. We can rename the layers. So we'll say, when I click this one's highlighted. We know that one's on the left, so I'll hit enter. Call that AB left. Oh, that one's highlighted. Go down here in the project panel, selected, hit enter. AB right. Hit enter. Now we're going to work on some basic animating. Let's start with animating this footage from the left side of the screen to the right. So we're going to start with the right. It will begin there and then it will shift over like so to reveal a second AB Junior. Fantastic. How do we make it work? Let me tell you, Jim. You start out where you were. Let's go over here to the timeline, select this. We're going to hit the triangle here to the left of AB left. You're going to hit the transform triangle, and it's going to show you different options that you can manipulate. So let's look at position. 960, 538. You're saying, the hell does that mean? Well, that's just their way of tracking where this footage is. So what we're going to do is, to activate this, we're going to hit the stopwatch with position. Bam. Notice that this created what After Effects calls a keyframe. It looks like a diamond here in the timeline. So, what do we do next? We move forward to where we want it to finally end up on the left side. Let's say right here in the 20th frame. And at that point, I'm going to move AB left over to where I want it to end up. Right there. Notice that After Effects traced a path. Pretty cool. Alright? And notice also that this second keyframe is developed. Just appeared out of thin air. Alright? That's because we just decided to modify the position after we already set the first keyframe. After Effects creates the second one automatically. So let's bring this back and play it forward. Alright. Cool. Now let's say we just wanted to play that over and over again. This bar up here it tells the timeline here what to render. It's called the work area bar. When you hit the space bar, it plays forward. And it just plays, it loops the footage underneath the work area bar. Alright. Did you notice that as I played it the first time, this green area appeared? That's because it's rendering. The program only renders that which is under the work area bar. Alright? So, it's already done that. Up. And now it's rendering the second part. It's hard to see now because we only don't have much of an effect there. But when it was initially creating that green bar, it took some extra time. It was a little bit slower. And as you do more effects, it's going to get even slower. That's one of the reasons you're going to want to adjust this work area bar in order to focus and get a quicker preview of the portion of the comp that you're manipulating at the time. Next, we want to add an effect to this. So let's go over to the effect panel, click on it to highlight it, and we can start looking through different options here. We can see what's available. Some of these effects require we'll be working in 3D already. We'll get to those in later tutorials. But for now, let's do something relatively simple. I know one called glow, but I don't remember where it is, so we'll go and we'll type in glow into the search panel here. And After Effects helps us find it. And I just drag it onto the clip that I want to use. You could also double click it or drag it directly into the timeline. Notice over here in the effect controls, alright, it's right next to the project panel, they're coinciding here. You can manipulate the controls for the glow. So I can bring down the glow, up the glow, Yeah, I don't want his face to look like any red, so I can do that. I can increase the glow radius. Look like he's in some kind of Eden there. Increase the glow intensity. Now, can't even see his face, so we'll just bring that back down. Alright. Pretty cool. So it gave it a certain look. Now we can animate that just the same way as the movement. If we want to see where this is, down here in the timeline is underneath the footage that I put it on, AB left, go to Effects, Glow, and we have the same options down here as we do up there. Okay? So we can set a keyframe for this, for any of these aspects. A simple way to do it, if you want to manipulate more than one, is you just hit keyframe, auto keyframe, and it will track whatever you change. We'll move this footage forward. Well, let's start with no glow. How about that? Bring this all the way down to nothing. Bring this down, or all the way up. Glow threshold down. All right, and we'll move this forward. And what we'll do is then manipulate. The glow. So, what this means is, it starts out as normal footage, and when it moves over, it turns into this glow. Pretty cool, alright? And that can be done with any kind of effect here in After Effects pretty much, alright? You can set keyframes for when you want to begin and change anything, alright? So pretty awesome. Now let's say I'm done. Let's say I just want to take this and post it on YouTube, show it to all my friends. How do I do that? Okay, well, we go to Composition, Add to Render Queue. Down here, we have where we're outputting to. So we click on this, and it shows me where I want to put it. I want to put it on my desktop, so I'll put it there. I can name the file whatever I want. AB moving. Hit save. Notice it changes the name down here. Alright, and I can hit render. You see the yellow bar going across. It's rendering it. It's creating this movie file. Hear the ding. It's awesome. It's a great sound. You're going to learn to love that sound. It means you're done. Let's say you're like me sometimes and you just get anxious and you just hit that render button right off the bat. And you're like, oh crap, where the heck did I send that thing? Well, you go back, go to Output Module here, click the triangle next to it to reveal this, and it gives you the location right here, user, Johnny Mac, desktop. So I can click this and it'll actually show me where it is, right there. Pretty cool. Alright, that's your first orientation to After Effects. Pretty awesome. You're just the beginning. We'll have more orientation to come. Next time we're going to get into the toolbar, creating shapes and masks. So I hope you join me again where we make After Effects easy.